16, verse 3. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. So let me emphasize here that living with intention involves committing our actions to God and seeking his guidance. Let's talk about intention and what it means. Intention is about having a clear sense of purpose and direction in life. Living with intention involves certain specific actions as opposed to living a more passive, reactive approach. That is just living by the dictates or the mercy of the world or circumstances. I recently changed bosses at work. My former boss left in June, and the new one arrived just a week ago. And one of my colleagues came to ask me whether I missed the one who just left. And my answer shocked her. I told her, I don't do that. I didn't say yes or no. I just said, I don't do that. And what I usually do is, when one boss leaves, I mentally tune them out. And then physically, what I do is I have the cleaners disinfect the whole office, and we take out anything that would remind me of the one who has left. And then I start emailing this new person who is coming and establishing a connection with him or her. So by the time they arrive, we already have a relationship, and then we continue from there. And I told her that if I start missing the one who has left, that's like looking back and not focusing on what is in front of me. And that could actually tarnish the new relationship that I'm trying to form. And then she told me, she struggles a lot with attachment to her bosses. And so when they leave, she even has separation anxiety. So what I told her gave her some motivation to start doing that. Start tuning out her bosses when they leave and focusing on the one that arrives. Now, life is constantly dealing us with change. If we do not ride with the change, we will be overrun and be stuck in a rut, like a deep hole that we can't get ourselves out of. We must recognize that change is constantly happening in and around us. And it is up to us to focus on what is important to us and go through change with grace. We must have a why. That is a purpose for what we do, and that will keep us motivated and focused. We must live with intention. As a reminder, we are here to experience the unconditional love of our higher self and to express it and expand it. We are here to experience self-mastery. I once heard a former FBI hostage negotiator saying that life is a negotiation. In other words, there's always a giving and receiving in life. An in-breath and out-breath, cause and effect. In order to get good at something, we need to learn all we can about it. Before we cross the road, we must pay attention to other road users and give way to them. Even babies who can't fend for themselves have to negotiate to have their needs met by crying in different ways. I hear babies have all kinds of cries, so you have to learn which one and what it means. So my question here is, what are we willing to give or to let go of in order to receive what we want, like health and fitness, spiritual awareness, economic freedom, or harmonious relationships? Even if you're actually facing a health challenge, what can you let go of in order to receive healing? I often hear young people saying how hard life is and expressing their desire to live for greener pastures. They believe that's the only way they can make it in life. Seriously. That is what most people are saying. But the question is that the truth? Don't we have people who are making it here? Especially young people, we have young making it. What are they believing or doing differently to make it? If you believe life is hard, no matter where you go, you'll be carrying this belief with you. What I'm trying to say here is that your mindset or state of mind counts in all you do. Start from where you are and think about what you can give or let go of. For example, limiting or negative beliefs in order to receive what you desire. We must be willing to do what it takes to achieve our desires. The principles that are taught at CSA work if we work them. We need to start practicing the principles, that is walking the talk, and that is giving. In order to receive all that we have. And Reverend tells us time and again that our mind is a garden that God has given to us to dress and to keep. What are we planting in our garden? What are we allowing to grow in our garden? It takes commitment to stay focused. And commitment involves self-discipline. One of our fundamental teachings at CSA. Now, I'll share with you 4 things that we can do to cultivate intentional focus. And 1, we have the power of choice. We can choose to focus on the things that will lead us to success and the achievement of our goals. About us and our world do not define us. And sometimes the young people like going on the, social media. Look, do you. You can choose to give yourself permission to thrive and be successful. You don't need anybody to give you permission. You don't need nation from any God in and as you. So you are here to sing a certain song. Just find out what it is and follow through with it. We can choose to focus on things in control, such as how we respond to people and circumstances. And we can choose to change the things we can. And those are our thoughts, our beliefs, and our habits. We can choose to focus on doing what we need to do to be where we want to be. And two, we need to take responsibility for our thoughts and reactions to our experience. Remember, what happens in our lives, we either caused it or allowed it. And think of and set and specific goals in all areas of your life. Write them down. Be able to touch see, taste, smell, hear what I remember when we were going to buy. I've always liked buying a RAV4. So when the time came for us to look for a car, I had a distraction. Somebody lent us his, I drove it around and I loved it. So I decided, oh, I want a CRV. And Papu, Selassie, and I went looking. And then a colleague of ours. So we went out car hunting. And then it was kind of indigo blue. So we went for a test drive. Just before we went for the test drive, they said, oh, the battery had run down. So they changed it. I just decided to crawl. So that was on the Abelimpe stretch of the road. So we crawled all the way up. So I still wanted it. So we put it back and the car dealer said, oh, he would try and fix it. So 2 weeks passed. Nothing had happened. This sitting at ship. And they went to look at it. We had a mechanic check it out and he said it was good. Then it came to deciding which one. vehicles. And then when we talk on what you say you want, no, no distractions. So whilst I was doing the visual, I saw myself and so as I was saying, whatever we are being taught here, if we work them, they do work. If I were 100, now be patient and kind to yourself. If you find yourself lacking or having a lot of distractions, things like people are saying all kinds of things. Just that now distractions will come in the form of our bodies just resisting sitting in meditation, all right? Especially cool weather, all we want to do is, hit the snooze button, and sleep some more. Even when you're sitting up and sitting in meditation. And then friends who bring you down will start, have you changed? When they old you, telling you all the creative. Ask, how can I make this better? Make the best out of patience. When I was working for, and then I stopped and I said, I've never had any arguments with this the time to be doing this. After all, it's only for a while. So I just said, okay. And the black, overshadow me. So our assistance if we are in difficulty. And then 4, you have in Latin, where we are, God is, and all is well. Be thankful. Be thankful that God is working for your good, of being intentional. Thinking on and attention goes, energy flows. Focus on positivity and progress. And raise your energy by regularly meditating and focusing on exercise. I'm sorry. So let me go again. Exercise your power, framing your thoughts when your inner critic is distracting you. Then relearn the useful habits and positive beliefs and friends who lift you up. Have the you all that you need to succeed. Usually, when I have the assignment of giving the lesson sermon, instead of giving in to the information comes to me, sometimes I may be driving and then a thought would come, or I'll hear a quote from someone or I read something somewhere. So the important thing is to sit quiet in our life. Let's be grateful that all our needs are being met on time and in divine order. Thank you very much.
Your consciousness goes higher.